Judgment time.
Good morning, citizens, and welcome to another episode of Judge Dredd and the Worlds of 2000 AD. Better we call it Judge Null in the Worlds of 2000 AD. Judge Null is here by himself, being hunted by a creature from another planet. Judge Null, when we left off, Sorry, I'm turning this down just a little bit. You had your first run-in with this creature. If you want to remind us what's happening here, or would you like me to?
Go for it. I'll add anything.
Fantastic.
Judge Null is thinking.
So, Judge Null came across a shootout last game where some of these gang members had been killed by bladed weapons, and it seems that the individuals who were killed did not see their assailants, or they were firing wildly in all directions. Then, perhaps that would have been a fine thing, a few less criminals in Mega City 1. But then the judges started to take hits. Judges were killed, bodies were missing, bodies were found with their heads torn off, spinal columns ripped from their bodies. And that's when Judge Null began to feel watched. And he was called in to begin looking for this creature. He was introduced to a reserve side judge by the name of Schaefer, who's the great, however many times removed granddaughter of Dutch Schaefer, a member of a special operations team that had to run in with the creature in a jungle. And so they were led to an abandoned apartment complex that was set for demolish. And Judge Null had his first run-in with the creature, who it appeared to be following them, appeared out of nowhere in a flash of almost wavy-like, like whenever the sidewalk's too hot and it's letting off these heat waves, and then it took a shot at Judge Null and hit him in the shoulder. Judge Null then fired a high X round that hit behind the creature and caught somebody on fire. And so what's going through Judge Null's mind right now as we pick back up?
With the explosive shot missing this thing and hitting the wall and then setting this citizen on fire, he's refocusing, realizing that he needs to not just see red, and needs to just focus a little bit better. Make sure that he's still keeping his priorities straight here with protecting the citizens of Mega City 1.
And so let's go ahead and pick back up. Whenever you fired that shot, the creature kind of ducked to the left, and it kind of flashed its eyes at you. You saw its eyes flash this yellow color before it seemed to almost disappear in front of you in this like static electricity, and took off running. What are you doing?
Alright, so I'm going to run up this way after the game is unpaused.
There you go. Hey, is the game paused?
Yeah. Run up this way and quickly check to the right to make sure I don't see that creature at all. And when I don't, then I'm going to help put this guy out.
Well, first do a perception check. Let's see if you see it.
Here we go.
No, you definitely don't see it.
All right. So I start trying to put this out. Calm down. You're only making it worse.
Calm down! I'm fucking on fire!
Like any clothing that's on fire, try and I've got some hand protection on, so I try and rip that off, and put him out.
Go ahead.
Successful in doing so.
Let's do a medical check.
Medical check.
Yep. Because you're trying to save him, right?
Which is that logic?
We'll do it. No, we're gonna do agility plus medical.
Okay, I don't have any sort of medical skills.
I'll let you argue anything else. Oh wow, Doug.
Great. I have nothing else to even argue. I mean,
Okay, so you're kind of pulling this thing off, and he is just not calming down, and you can you're starting to get this smell of burnt pork. I don't know if you ever smelled it. It's not a pleasant smell when you realize where it's coming from. And he's starting to kind of like flail around and kind of shake a little bit. What are you doing?
Trying to restrain him the best I can, and like just help him put it out. There's nothing really I can do. If there's like maybe a blanket nearby or something laying in this garbage, I can throw over and snuff out the fire. But otherwise, I don't have anything to help me with it.
Hey man, what's going on over here?
Citizen, please leave the building.
Okay.
Exit the building immediately. And while I'm trying to continue to pat this fire out on this guy.
So Schaefer pokes her head out of the door over here, and she's kind of like looking at you like, "Do you need help?"
Schaefer, get any citizens you see outside.
Hey, move.
I took a shot at the creature.
Oh. All right. Hold on. I'll get this guy out of here. Just. And so she starts trying to push him out. So yeah, you finally get this citizen out, but he is not looking in a good way. In fact, we're gonna do a death clock on him.
Okay.
Okay.
Is he like laying on the ground at this point, basically?
Yes, you have managed to get him on the ground and put him out.
Okay. Is he able to stand?
No, he is unconscious.
Okay, I'm lifting him up over my shoulder to carry him out.
Okay. And so, why didn't this door? Where is? Okay, there's one there. So you can get out going back this way is the way you came in. Actually, you came in through this way because I cheated, but that was fine because I couldn't see because I didn't have the lights on high enough. Would you like to get him out there?
The front entrance is down here. Then is that where?
Yeah, the front entrance is all the way down here. But
okay,
with this lens and how dark I had the settings, I couldn't see it.
Okay, I see. So yeah, I lift this guy up over my shoulder, and then the one further down the hallway, I wave to him. Citizen, follow me.
I'm heading out this way, man.
We need to leave the building immediately.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He said leave the building. I'm leaving the building.
All right, I'm trusting that this guy knows how to get out of there, and I start heading south.
Okay.
Carrying this guy, and as I pass here, I'm slapping a motion sensor on this door.
Okay.
But trying to hide it among some like garbage or something laying there.
Gotcha.
I think I have one. Let me double check that I did take one. Yeah, an alarm sensor. I'm slapping that on the door there.
Okay. Would you like me to just go ahead and move you out?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'll put you to the front where we had you before. And so you see this guy crawling out of a window, a busted window right there. And Schaefer kind of shoves the guy that was here kind of like over towards the others. And she walks up to you and she says, "We need to go back in."
I know. We needed to get these people to safety first.
I understand.
Remind me, sorry, last session, did I already contact Judge
Control? Sanchez?
Sanchez, thank you. I just forgot his name for a second.
That's okay. I do it sometimes.
Did I already contact him and let him know that, the situation here? I don't remember for sure.
Yes you did.
Okay, all right. This guy's pretty much dying here, so I would contact Control. But what else was Schaefer about to say?
So Schaefer's just kind of like walking around. She's just kind of wringing her hands a little bit. And she's like, "It's not here anymore. It's not here, but we need to hurry."
Hurry? What? Did you find anything in there?
I did, and we need to go. I'll show you in there.
All right, let's move.
So I'll grab you and throw you back into the room if that's okay.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to let you know and let our other citizens know that Dionysus of TTA actually built these maps for me, considering how flippin' busy I am. So I have big appreciation to him for doing these up. So she leads you back in, and she's still looking around, and everything's very, very quiet as you go into here. And she says, so you see immediately whenever you remember, as you walked around this area, you started to see the heads of the judges and the skulls and the everything. And she's like, come here. And she comes around, and you see against the wall, one of the walls are flayed skins that look to be almost if they're on drying racks, right? Like basically drying racks made out of detritus, just kind of strapped together. It doesn't look like, it looks like there was almost like an area where equipment would have been kept, but all of the equipment's gone, except for, she points towards this, it could have possibly been a sink or a burner or something, and there's a big puddle of that glowing green stuff. And she says, I think one of the judges that he took recently wounded him, and it looks like it was pretty bad. If you look at this, I mean, when did they get into contact with the creature? It was earlier today, correct?
I'm trying to remember, because we did some patrols and stuff, so that would have been a couple weeks in game, right?
You did a couple
days. I mean.
Yeah, but you had if I remember right, you had a judge missing at least that day, right? And then
that's right. That was
you got the
stuff.
Well, you got the call here that there was an alien creature or whatever, like some big monster. Right. Or something wounded it.
The one that was taken today. They must have wounded this creature.
And so she reaches into her vest and she kind of dips. It's enough blood for her to be able to dip a violin, and she caps it and she offers it out to you.
I would take it, kind of swirl it around, examine it a little bit.
It's blood. It's definitely blood. And it's definitely a direct link towards this creature. Like you can feel that this, it's almost like witchcraft, right? Like you can feel that blood has power. It always does. So, but that's all you get from it for now.
Okay. You're sure this thing isn't here anymore?
I can't feel it. Can you?
I would take a second, concentrate, and see if I can. But
clairsentience. Or side check, sorry.
With clairsentience?
Yes, sure. That seems to be fitting. You do not.
Okay. I don't feel it.
Anything you want to do in this room? She just kind of walks around, is kind of digging around. She seems kind of nervous, though, like she's rattled.
All right. So I know Sanchez was talking about wanting to keep this kind of secretive. So I don't know if we should call out. Well, no, I think it. Then after some more patrol, they went a little more public with it with the other judges. So I'm going to call in Control, I guess. Control, this is Judge Null.
This is Control. Go ahead.
We need a meat wagon at my current location. If you could also send out a tech judge. We've got some high-tech, possibly alien equipment here.
Roger. Inbound.
So I guess unless another call comes in with more leads to go after on this thing, I would wait for them to show up, and then see if the tech judge is able to find anything useful in any of this.
So it's not actually that long. You basically got kind of a direct pull into getting people out there. So
did that droid ever show up? Or?
I was working on getting a token while we were talking.
Okay.
So it's actually only a few minutes later that you hear a loud thunk outside. I was trying to remember what book that I might have it in, because I don't have the actual Judge Dredd Predator comic on my computer, unfortunately. So I'm taking a look through what I have here. Give me 1 second. Sorry. I thought I had one from whenever you guys went out into the Cursed Earth.
Yeah, we definitely used a droid then.
Yeah. Let me look through my token list real quick. So yeah, you hear a loud thunk outside, and you hear basically something come through the wall, and it's a few minutes later that this it's probably 8 foot tall. It's an old war droid. Kind of pushes its way in, and it looks to you, and it says, "Commands." Oh, there it is. I got it. I do have it. I knew I had it.
Okay.
So carry on. I'll get it into there.
Where exactly did you say it walks through?
It walks through the wall, and then it walks through this door, kind of pushing.
Through the door. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I would just turn to it when it comes in and say, "Stand by."
Going into sentry mode.
And I would walk over there, and I'd also collect my alarm sensor.
Okay. In 1 moment, because I am now at the cusp. There we go. There. Update. And... Really? Why does this game do me the way it does, man? There we go. And so it goes into sentry mode, and it's maybe like 5-10 minutes later that you hear kind of a commotion outside. You can't really see what's going on, but a few minutes later, a tech judge comes in, kind of brushing himself off, and he kind of pushes his way in. He looks at the wardrobe, and he's like, "Ha!" Ooh. And then he walks over towards you, and he's like, "Situation, Judge."
Sorry.
Yep.
What's the judge's name? What's his badge?
His badge says Longmire.
Judge Longmire. We're dealing with seems to be a forward base for some sort of alien. There might be some tech laying around here, and I needed you to investigate. See what you could tell me about it.
Yeah, alright.
I would point out some of the area where it's obviously been over here near me.
Alright. Let me take a gander around here. You, while I'm doing that, go ahead and start searching through this rebel and see if you can find anything that stands out. And so this entire time, Reserve Judge Schaefer has been kind of, like, itchy, and then you see her pull out a pack of cigarettes from her pocket and put one into her mouth.
I would casually approach her and knock them out of her hands.
Oh, what the hell?
This is not an authorized smoking location.
It's an area set for demolition, and we are the only ones in here. There is no risk to the public health.
It's illegal.
You know what else is illegal, Judge Null? Excuse me, Judge Null. Do you know what else is illegal? Hunting people. Okay, are you not shaken up? Shooken up?
I am holding it together. And I'm still going to uphold the law throughout all of this.
Well, then maybe I should just head out and go to a smokatorium then on my own. What do you think? Yeah?
Feel free to. You have the right as a citizen.
And so she
I'll just
stamps...
be sure to let the senior judges know.
And so she stops, And she turns back, and she comes not running, but like gets like this close to your face. And she's like, "What the fuck is your problem?"
I have no problem, except with illegal activity.
You have a huge problem. We are in an area that is completely set for demolition, okay? We just had a run-in with an alien creature that is hunting people. I need to call... I want to drink is what I want to do, but I know I need to keep my head about me. You need to allow me some leniency here, or I'm leaving.
You have plenty of leniency by having the privilege to be a reserved side judge.
And you're seeing her face. There's something going on, like it's like she's been holding something back, like that she wants to, almost not a weapon, but a tool that she has sitting there, right? Like it's hard to explain. Like, you ever seen somebody that just has something in the chamber that they can throw at you right when they're ready to? You know what I mean? And it's like they're wanting to use it, but they don't. But you can see that kind of a look registering on her. Like she's got something that she wants to say, but she doesn't.
Okay. I consider trying to get it just straight from her mind, but I'm gonna let it go because I'm sure she'd be able to detect me doing anything like that.
Ah, so close. So close. So she kind of sits back a little bit, and she's like, "You realize that most likely neither one of us are going to get out of this alive. We're either going to end up as a trophy in some aliens collection, or we're going to end up at Recyc. And probably a lot of citizens with us."
Schaefer, we're all going to end up in Recyc eventually. But I'm going to uphold the law until I am.
You know, there's something that your great command, your senior judges that you want to threaten, me with. You know, there's some things that they haven't told you, right?
Told me about what?
And she just goes like this.
What are you not telling me?
What are you not telling me? But you go ahead and report me to the senior judges there, Judge Null. Go ahead. Have fun, okay? I put up with your pompous ass for how many weeks now?
We're wasting time here, and I would turn and start searching through all this stuff again to make sure we didn't miss anything.
And she's like, I'm leaving then. You gonna let her go?
I think at this point I'm just gonna let her go.
Let her go. So she heads out.
I'm not her babysitter, so.
All right. I think that you were kind of designated as her babysitter, weren't you?
Yeah.
Go ahead and.
She was just following me. That's
okay.
I was seeing.
She was a tag along. Go ahead and give me an intuition check as you kind of look through this rubble.
Okay. With perception?
Sure. Not a lot found in the rubble. You kind of find some, like, what appears to be discarded. Your best guess is that they're basically rations. Okay? That's your best guess based on, what you find. You find that this thing has taken a couple of other trophies as well. And one of the things that you find in there is a law rod. These law rods, if you recall, have the same type of explosive capacity that your lawgivers do. It seems like that was a trophy. You also find, a couple other little trinkets. You find basically what would be the equivalent of a judge dog tag. You find a ganger's, basically his skin was cut deliberately to get a tattoo out. But other than that, you really don't find too much. The tech judge comes back over to you and he's like, Judge Null?
Yes, what is it, Judge?
I'm not finding too much from this. I'm gonna be honest with you. The most of the materials it looks like this thing used to do these skins was just crap from around here. There's something strange here. I can't quite put my finger on it, but some of this material don't belong here. It looks old, like really old. But yeah, other than that, I really can't say too much. The stuff that he left behind from wherever he came from, it just all looks like it's discarded, used stuff. It looks like there was a medical kit of some type, and he used the components in it. There's that green stuff. I'm not 100% sure what that is. I didn't want to touch it. You know what that is?
It's his blood. Maybe a med judge could learn something about it.
Well, I'll take a sample and take it in. If that's fine.
Yeah, keep me updated.
God, this is where everyone's been going, huh? This is where we've been losing people to.
It seems so. I'll make sure all of these helmets and badges are returned.
All right, then. And so he takes a sample and he heads out.
All right. Then at that point, I would, in fact, and I called that meat wagon, so hopefully they take care of the bodies and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
I
definitely.
would collect any helmets and badges and make sure to return those to the Department of Justice.
Okay. Anything else you want to do here?
I don't think so. Well, I would maybe see if I can pick up any sort of track from that thing. See if I can find anything on its way out, I guess.
Sure.
But I'm not really. I'm guessing I'm not going to really find anything there, but I'm going to just double check in case.
Sure. Intuition?
All right, with perception?
Sure. So, you head back to the place where it shot you from, and the warbot follows along behind you, and it just kind of like hovering over you as you do your thing, and you look on the ground and you see a couple flecks of green, but it looks like it stops as it. Your best bet is, I don't know if you can see it from your position, but it went down this way and probably into this room. And then from there, you can't tell what happened.
Okay. All right. So yeah, otherwise like I said, take all that stuff back, restock my one explosive round.
Okay.
And then back out on patrol, I guess. Well, on my way back, I would contact Judge Sanchez. Judge Sanchez, this is Judge Null.
Judge Sanchez, go ahead.
I was unable to capture or kill the creature. I took a shot at it and it ran away. I couldn't track it. Found very little information. This seemed to be some sort of forward base of his. I'd also like to report that Reserve Side Judge Schaefer has wandered off to consume some alcohol and possibly visit a smokatorium.
Roger. We got a report from her as well. You looks like you might be on your own from here on out.
Understood. I was able to collect some of its blood. Maybe some med judge can tell us something.
Yeah, Tech Judge Longmire has already brought in a sample. We're sending it over to medical to see what they can pull from it.
All right, I'll be continuing patrol.
Roger that. Stay safe.
You as well. Judge Null out.
So what's Judge Null looking for on patrol?
A lot of the usual stuff, but definitely keeping an eye out for any sort of reports of ghost-like activity, I guess, or obviously big like slaughtering massacres that happen to those gangs in the beginning, and keeping an ear to the radio for any judges reporting strange things that line up with what I've seen so far.
So you spend your patrols. In one of your patrols, you get a call that there might be some type of a ghost activity, and you show up and it's actually a ghost. I was going to want to roleplay that out. I had it on my list, given your ghost hunter trait, but we're a little pressed on time, so another time. But you actually get a call for that. You're starting to see stuff coming up on the Mega City 1 news about bodies found, bodies with their skins ripped off, their spinal columns ripped from their backs, and now the count total is like, I think we said 10. It was like 6 to 10 Mega City 1 judges have fallen to this otherworldly creature. Like, so now the news is starting to get a hold of this stuff. And if anything, you would hope that it would help the plight that's hitting Mega City 1 with all of the violence and this sense of dread, not to be confused with Judge Dredd, but it doesn't. If anything, it makes it worse. You can start to feel the city begin to reach a boiling point, right? This creature has basically begun to pick off that one component of Mega City 1 that is always looked at as being permanent, as being undefeatable, as being above everything, and yet it is just slushy. It's just slaughtering them with impunity. And the citizenry is, instead of being like, let's get the judges back, they're like, let's take advantage of this. Look, the judges are not perfect. Look, they can be defeated. Look, they are not what they try to be. And it's making everything worse. The heat that these satellites are not, or the weather control is no longer controlling, is getting hotter and hotter, and you can just feel this thick humidity permeating everywhere. And so a lot of the crimes that you're starting to show up to are violent crimes that happened, right? You are no longer on the offensive, you're on the defensive, and you're constantly reporting to things that happened, not getting in front of things. When you show up, people jeer you, like you would get things thrown at you, stuff like that. Like it's getting bad. So what's going through Judge Null's mind as this all happens?
Probably a lot of frustration. Just trying to, keep up with all of these the crimes going on. It sounds like murders and things like that, real serious stuff. And trying not to also let some of Schaefer's words get to him. That probably still in the back of his mind, that maybe she's making some good points in this situation. But otherwise just also probably somehow thinking that if he can just catch this creature, then everything will get better somehow. It'll start getting better in the city.
And so about 2 weeks pass by, and you have no contact with Schaefer whatsoever during this time.
Okay.
And you see, 5 more judges meet their fate at the hands of this creature. And every single time you show up, there's just a bloody mess, right? And every time, so he usually is starting to pick off singular judges because, granted, the sector's trying to send them out in groups of 3, but it's not always possible. Look at you, you're out there by yourself, and so he picks them off one by one, and whenever he does, you show up to the scenes and you almost feel taunted, right? Like there's like in one of them, there is the brain is missing, and that's it, right? Like he took the badge and he took the brain. And at another one, it seems like the judge was almost arranged in like a pose, with his lawgiver and his badge sitting on top of his chest, but completely stripped of all other equipment and no head. What do you want to do? Do you want to continue trying to find patrols, or anything that you want to try to do outside of this, maybe, to, you know, aside from just a straight patrol to find this thing?
At this point, was there anything that was learned from its blood? I would kind of return to that also psychically and see if I can find any sort of connection that way, because Schaefer was kind of talking about that, but otherwise I think that's the only thing I try and do at the moment.
So the blood from medical just tells you, it's like, hey, you know, yeah, this is an organic life form, DNA, yada yada yada, you know, and you know, based on, you know, recombinant DNA techniques and being able to break this all down and take a look at everything, you know, the creature is very fast. They were, you know, they evolved well before humans, you know, like so on and so forth. But all the information they give you doesn't really help you hunt it down. You still are carrying around that vial of blood unless you turn it in. Would you turn it in?
I'd probably just carry it with me. I don't have any reason to turn that in.
Good. I mean, yeah. So it doesn't congeal in this tube that you have. It doesn't congeal. So what are you going to try to do with that?
I guess I don't know. I would try and see if there's any, like I said, any sort of connection I can use somehow with its blood to track it down with my psi powers.
Go ahead and do a psi check.
Clairsentience with that?
Sure. So you're kind of holding this tube, right? And you're swirling around the blood inside, and you don't feel a connection to it. You just, it's inside of this tube. It's just sitting there, and you just like, you know there's something here with this, right? But you just can't touch it. It just doesn't feel right.
Okay. And have I heard anything else about Schaefer?
Sanchez just tells you Schaefer is off the grid right now.
Okay. Can't think of any other way to track it right now. But I'm lagging behind it by patrolling, not really finding it.
Would you like to do the equivalent? Go ahead. I want you to try and figure things out. However you will.
I guess I would try and make sure I'm also consulting with like other judges and like the senior judges and stuff, seeing if there's any information I can gather that way. Finding any sort of pattern, and it's like the way it's attacking, maybe I can locate another like operating base it's got somehow.
Okay, that's a good tactic here. Let's go ahead and do a logic check.
Okay. That's like my worst skill.
I know.
What about, can I add, I don't think we really have anything that applies. Here we go.
Oh my god, Null. So
yeah.
you kind of sit down with a map, right? And you're doing one of these, right? You got like, all right, so 1 point's here, 1 point's here, 1 point's here, and then you're like this. You're like, oh, it's not going to show up because of my green screen. I just drew
big circle.
It's yeah, a perfect pattern. Let's go ahead and so you head back to station, and you're trying to confer with your senior judge, but instead of them kind of being on your side on this, they're like kind of against you a little bit. Like, you need to get this under wraps. You're the only one who's had a run-in with this thing and has lived to tell about it. And it's almost like, you know, like you need to, like, whatever happened to Sanchez? Schaefer. Like, what are you doing? Sanchez hasn't been harassing you too much. Sanchez understands, and he's seen, you know, judges go missing or dead. And so he basically just backs you up on every single thing that you want and never questions you. Never says, never says, you know, how's the investigation going? What's going on? He just constantly asks you, what do you need? What can I do for you? What can I tell you? What do you want? But the senior judge is like, every time you talk to him, or no, I'm sorry, it's her. Her name's Reagan, if I remember correct. I got my book somewhere around here. She is trying to crawl inside of your butthole and not in a fun way. And just, there's something, you can register something with her hidden behind the scenes.
Hidden behind the scenes?
Yeah, there's just something wrong with how she's acting. Like, you know that crime happens in Mega City 1 and you know things get bad, but the fact that she is just hounding you about this, aside from judges, maybe it's just the judges going missing, maybe it's the you know, the bad side hitting Mega City 1 right now or whatever, but something's weighing on her very heavily.
Okay. I'm gonna try and track Schaefer down, I guess, if I can. It seems like she had something, and kind of running out of leads here, and last resort try and find her and see if there was really something she had that I can use.
You could probably call her.
All right, I would do that if I've got a direct line to her somehow.
Okay. Yep. So, I would imagine, given our, you know, fallback on cell phones, I would imagine, even though it's not really in the comics, there would be plenty of cell phones. And so you call and it rings and finally a slightly slurred voice comes across, and you hear a lot of noise in the background. A lot of people talking, and this constant, like, noise in the background. Hello?
We need to meet. Where are you?
Who the fuck is this?
This is Judge Null.
Oh, Christ. You? The
Where
fuck
are
do
you?
you want?
What is your current location?
Well, right now, I am, I don't exactly know where we are, but, train's moving right now. We're on, I'm on the tram. Or it would be a maglev. Sorry.
Would I know if I call control, if they'd be able to, like, tell me based on her, like, phone or something, you know, where she's at right now?
Yeah, there's no warrants or need to warrants to track anybody here.
Okay. So I would ask her again. I need to know where I can meet you right now.
Well, the last time we met, you got all kinds of fucking hottie in my face, and I don't know if I want to help you there, Judge Null.
You know something, and I need to know what it is.
I know lots of things. Lots and lots of things, and your smart ass just wouldn't fucking recognize that and show me the respect that I deserves.
People are dying. And if you've got anything that can help with this investigation, help catch this creature.
Wait a minute.
Letting them die.
Wait a minute. Who's dying?
Judges, citizens. Everyone this thing's killing.
Last thing I saw in the news, and you know the news never lies, there was no citizens dying, it was just all judges. Heartless, cold judges that don't give a shit about anybody except for the law.
The city's gonna fall without the judges.
You have no idea how bad this city's gonna fall, Judge Null. Alright, well, we're I think, hold on. Get the fuck away from me. Look at this badge. You know what this means? All right. We're about to. I think we're pulling back into Sector 22. Just head over. Stop number. What's the next stop? Stop number 117. No. No.
Where are you?
No, shut the fuck up. Do you still have its blood?
Yes.
Drink it.
Drink it?
Just fucking moment of clarity here, okay? Just hold on. You tapped that creature, right? You touched it, right? I can't imagine that you as a fucking side judge would not try and reach out mentally to this thing, right?
Yes.
So there's a theory. And you can hear her voice all like it's almost not like she was acting, but she's getting a hold of her. You ever see somebody that's just a little drunk, get all of a sudden something happens, they just get a hold on themselves really hard, right?
Yeah.
Because there's brainwave going on, and she's like, there's a theory that these creatures have a latent psychic ability, which is why they brought me in on the case, and somebody, I'm not going to mention any names, but they're definitely a fucking asshole, you know, just pushed me away from it because they couldn't break it a little bit. Anyways, if that's true, there's a chance that you could make stronger contact with this creature by using its blood. I think we both know that blood has that has strength to it, has power, right? To understand somebody is to know basically what goes around on the inside. Maybe there's a chance that you could. We're stop number 172. We got like 3 or 4 more stops to go. I'll be getting off at stop 172. Okay, but I'll meet me there. Meet me there.
So at that point, I've got the vial in my hand, kind of looking at it, maybe pop the top and smelling the inside.
It smells very musty.
And I don't really have anything else to lose at this point. And if this will gain any sort of advantage at all, it'll be worth it. And hopefully it's not just her basically playing a prank on Null. So
wait. Do you think I would ever have a character play a prank on you like that?
Yeah, exactly. So I would go ahead and drink it.
Oh, give me an endurance check.
Period. Can I add? Yeah, I don't have anything to add.
Oh, that's
endurance
nice.
check it is.
Endurance check. Here comes 2 dice. Oh, 3. So the minute that you drink this stuff, you have to try to stop yourself from gagging. It is the most vile thing that you've ever drank in. You know, well, there is one. You know, one person has probably drank something gross, and that was whenever worse was when Steel fell into that recyc vat. You remember that? That's probably worse, but not by much. And you have to keep yourself from throwing up because it's just like thick, mucusy, musty goo rolling down your throat. Do a side check.
Okay. And by the way, do you know if tactics gets added somewhere else on this sheet? Because I don't see that skill. I just realized it's not on there. And can I do clairsentience with that side check?
Yes, you can. You had bought that for 1, right? Is that a new one? Okay, so it probably just didn't.
It was not the greatest roll.
I'll let you spend a luck point if you want to.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
You got. Wait, what?
I keep forgetting about luck in this game.
Yeah, but
the dice I rolled was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh wow, yeah. I'll let you spend a luck point if you want to re-roll that.
Re-roll it?
Okay. Yeah. By the way, wait a second. Hold on. Before you do it, there should be a thing on there where you can add like equipment dice or something. Add 2 onto that.
Okay.
And remove D6. Wow. Okay.
Really?
Yep, apparently.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'll reduce my luck there.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, you think it's probably just a prank then? So you're kind of like bent over, holding your gut with this stuff, and you're starting to get flashes in your mind. But you can't focus. You're almost seeing through the creature's eyes. You feel like if you could have concentrated better with your psi powers, that you could have got a lot of information out of this. But the only thing that you see right now is this quick couple flashes of a train, like a maglev. And that's all you can kind of see. And you look down and you see your feet land on top of that train. And then that's whenever the visions stop.
All right. I would immediately assume that's the train that Schaefer's riding on. I'm probably sitting on my Lawmaster already. So I'd gun it and head for that train. Try and catch it before it even gets to that stop.
All right, let's get some ride checks going on then.
All right. I thought I had at least one point in ride, but
You should.
Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay, it is there.
With all of your mega skills in the Mega City 1.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow, Judge Null,
So
you're
good.
so fast. Hold on, Judge Schaefer, I'm coming. Two Eldsters go flying by you, flip you off, you know. So you're going down the road. You're taking the judge's lanes, right, to try and cut this thing off, and you get a report in. Judge Null, Judge Sanchez.
This is Judge Null. Go ahead.
We got a position on Schaefer, and it appears that we just got a call in that there's violence on that train. Unknown what's happening. See if you can get there as fast as possible.
I'm en route already. It seems like the creature is probably there.
Roger that. We have extra judges inbound. We'll try to get it caught at the next station.
All right, send the droid too.
Roger that. Okay, give me 1 second here. Oh, I set this up. What the? They did something to Foundry. You okay? You over there sneezing?
Coughing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just got a little congestion still.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope this doesn't flag everything out. Let's see. Oh, good. We're still doing good. Okay, so I'm just going to set you over here in Oblivion. Alright, so give me one more ride check. Unless you could think of something else that might work better for you.
No, not in this situation.
Right away.
Maybe clear sentience if I'm going to predict where the train's going to be. I don't know.
Well, what I would think is, I'm going to make you tell me. I'm not going to tell you what I think. I can actually see a couple of ways that your psi powers can be useful here. But the train is going to, it's not like it's going to go, okay, I'm going to go here and here and here, right? It's on a track, but
I don't know. I'd say telepathy if I want to keep trying to tap into that blood and try and track exactly where this thing is.
Okay, I'll let that. That's fine. Agility, though, with it. Not intuition.
Oh, shit.
Yep. Judge Null is like Megamind here. So, you keep getting flashes of this creature. And the flash that you get is you just see a spear completely cut through some little juvenile's head. right? But the juvenile had a gun in his hand. That's the flash you get, and you just see the head go wee, right? And there's like a strobe effect going on, and the train, you can kind of see out the window, the train's still going, and it's that instant that you look out the window that you kind of have a prediction on where you can cut this thing off. And so you take your Lawmaster, and you got a couple options here. I'm going to tell you what you see. You see basically that you could get to an overhang, or a bridge over where the rail cars run, and that it would go underneath. That's one option. You see that maybe a couple miles down the way there's going to be a stop, but the rate that this train's going, it's probably not going to stop. It doesn't look like it's stopping. So you have those two options if you want to try and get on it early.
I would try and use the bridge, I think. Oh man, I wish my ride skill was higher, but I'm gonna go for it. Is there a way on this bridge that it looks like I could ramp my bike up over on top of the maglev?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you get a call in. You got Judge Null. This is Control.
This is Judge Null.
We have your warbot inbound. It's coming in on H-Wagon. It's going to be a few minutes, but we're trying to get in front of the train, and we'll be able to drop it onto it.
Can you stop the train?
As of this point right now, it doesn't seem like anybody's at the controls.
We need a tech judge to access those controls somehow. We need this train to stop. Drop the bot right on the train if you can.
Roger that. So you're looking out, and you can kind of see an H-Wagon way in the distance, and there's something hanging from it, like swaying back and forth on a spy rigging. And so you're going to try to comic book this, huh?
Yeah. Why not go for it?
So you rev up the engine, and tell me what's happening here, and I'll tell you what happens.
So I try my best to match speed with the train, probably running on a parallel street to it, and then get up to this bridge, find a way to surmount the railing on it. If not, maybe I can do a little transporter move where you just kind of like gear shift and somehow make the vehicle hop over the railing.
Well, I mean, it does have an AI on it, so
That's true. So yeah, I'd maybe use the AI to help guide it too, and hopefully land right on top of the train.
And so you shift the gears, and the back end of the bike kind of swivels around, and the front end pops up, and you just go airborne, right? And the eagle on your bike is flying through the air as you majestically hold on, right? And we just see a camera zoom right into your face as you kind of hold on, and the front wheels of the bike kind of skid on the top of the maglev, and you kind of hold on to it, and you're shifted left and right, and you manage to get on top. But the wind is blowing really hard, man. I mean, it's really bad.
All right. Is the train car? Do I know which train car this thing's in, or?
You can see a train car maybe 3 ahead of you that has a giant hole through the top.
Okay. I would pull up to that the best I can. If it seems like I'm going to completely lose control, I would just kind of park the bike and go.
There's no parking the bike. You're moving at probably 120 miles an hour right now.
Yeah, I figured. So I drive up to it. I'll set the AI to safely keep driving ahead, I guess. I don't know what else to have it do at this point. And find a way to the front, and just to sit on the cabin.
Yeah.
Right? Or not? It's
the
cabin,
control cab.
The front. Yeah. So trying to get the bike the AI to drive up there while I drop through this hole.
Logic check.
Logic check. All right.
Yep, to control that bike.
I do not have. Would law work with that since it's a?
Sure.
I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there.
That's fine. That's the beauty of this game, right? It drives off the train.
All right, that's fine.
So it's going like, it goes around the hole, and you see it kind of go like this. It starts to drift, and then and you hear a crunch as it falls down and kind of goes flying into traffic on a megaway.
Great.
Nobody was hurt though. It's okay.
All right, so I dropped down into that hole with my lawgiver raised, and hopefully spot this thing, or at least the direction it's going.
So, give me 1 second here. Beautiful. So you drop through this hole, and the first thing that it's not on here, but the first thing you just see is just a spew of burnt, crusty body, right? It almost looks like these bodies were killed by the creature coming through, not by blade, but by the plasma shooting through the hull of this thing.
Okay. All right. Then I guess I would run forward to the next train car. Basically, what I'm doing is when I see the clear path to the end of the door, I would sprint to that, listen real quick on the door to see if I hear any commotion on the other side. If I don't hear anything, then again, quickly sprint until I reach another door, and then listen.
Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta change to the darkness level because I can't see anything through my visor. All right,
hang on, let me refresh because I'm still in the apartment. See?
Oh, okay. That's weird.
There we go, I'm loading. All right, cool.
All right, you on the train now?
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second because it didn't. This thing has been
What? There's no animated moving train background?
I did, but I didn't wanna have the lag happen and we lose we lose the stream. I thought that was more important. I'm sorry. So did I ruin your immersion?
Ruin my immersion.
Your immersions. All right. So go ahead. You should be able to control the door.
Listen, there's probably a gap between, right? Yeah, so then I step through and I'd listen at this door.
So you can hear a commotion further away, but you're not where you in the next car.
All right, do I see anything as
you can kind of see through, right, because these would have windows, right, through the door. You can see it's dark in here, right? It's dark, and you just see flashes of light into the next car, like there's bullets like somebody's shooting off guns.
Okay. Are there windows on this door leading into the next car then?
Yes.
All right, and can I see the creature in there, or just a bunch
you
of
can
gunfire?
You just see gunfire.
All right, I flip on my IR. What do I see?
Now you can kind of see. So I'll open up the door. You can. Why is he so tiny compared to everyone else?
You can scale it up.
Yeah, I know. I'm working. That's what I was just going to do. I'm like, dude, he looks like he's like, hey guys, I'm here to menace you. There we go. That's a little bit more menacing. So, you see that this door through there. Why is it not pinging now? I can't ping.
I don't know. It's letting me ping.
That's weird. Hold on a second.
It's weird.
There we go. So you see that this door has been weird. It's so weird. It won't let me ping right there. I can ping there, and I can ping there. Okay, weird. Anyways, so you see that this room is just a complete slaughterhouse, right?
Okay.
It is just it's just brutal in here. And you see that there's a couple people who are kind of hiding. Like this guy is over here just hidden up against the wall. Same with this one. Nope, he's out the door now. This guy here, you can see that this one is like he's got a gun and he's trying to figure out where to shoot. And you see that this one also has a gun. It's trying to figure out where to shoot. But in between all of this, you get glimpses, and it's just glimpses of a massive beast on the infrared, right? It comes and it goes. This creature, they have developed better cloaking since the time of Dutch Schaefer and Harrigan.
All right, so at this point, I would immediately pull out a stun grenade, try and chuck it all the way down here, and then like back up. I can't move. There we go. Back up right here against the side. Take cover.
Okay. Go ahead and do a throwing check, or I'm sorry, an intuition or agility check. I don't tell you the skill.
Okay. Right. So it's
and you're trying to.
'Cause I don't have any throw.
You're trying to throw it at a specific grid, right? You're not actually trying to throw it at a target.
Yeah, basically, because I know I'm not going to be able to target him very well with just the thrown weapon. So just right there where I saw him last.
Okay, go ahead and throw it or roll it.
My God. At least it's just a stun grenade.
Does anybody have a cannon ready for Judge Null whenever he dies? So your grenade ends up. This guy just gets in the way and it hits him in the back of the head and it falls next to him and it goes off. And you just see him chuck his gun up into the air, right? Like, ah! And he kind of falls over. But it also stuns these two individuals as well.
Okay.
And
so they drop to the ground and they're out of my line of sight at least, right?
Yep. Yes, absolutely. And almost casually, a blue bolt comes flying through this door and hits this door so hard that it blows it off and sends it flying into the back.
All right.
And just as a reminder, you got a bonus die on your next roll, Null, because I think you're going to need it, buddy.
Yeah.
So you hear a gurgling inside there as well. You recall that you were hit by one of these beams, right? Or this plasma bolt. And it hurt a little bit, but by the way, recover that health. This is like a week later. So I got you, fam. And oh god. And you need to get one of your lucks back too. Just because of actually.
Oh yeah, I should be able to recover all of it if it's that long.
Well, you drank the juice. You drank the juice, right? And that was your luck.
Yeah,
so you're down to 2 right now. I got you.
Yep.
So, and you see a body go flying up against this wall, but you just saw the destructive power that thing has, and just recall that you were barely hurt. So you're up. What are you doing?
I'm going to try and hit this thing with the psychic suggestion. Just really putting all I can into it, focusing my psychic powers and suggesting to this thing to surrender. Or to discard its plasma weapon or whatever I would call it. So I'm just trying to put the picture in its mind of it just ripping off its plasma weapon and throwing it out the window or something like that.
Okay. So your first one, I was gonna be like, okay, DC 500, but I would let you do it. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, and if you want to add that bonus die into here, you can do that, but also add another bonus die into there for drinking the blood.
All right. It says I can do that. Another creature within 5 feet per my power points. So okay.
You got a lot of power points.
All right. So basically each square I spend 1. What's the distance?
I'm looking. It is 45 feet as the crow flies.
Okay. So that's 8, 9, right?
Yep.
All right, so I'm down to 18 there, and can I just roll it from here? No, so telepathy skill it looks like.
Okay. Don't forget the two bonuses.
Bonus.
Yep.
All right. Three ones again, thanks.
So you hear this ungodly electronic noise and this loud thunk.
Nice.
And you hear a roar from inside of there.
Can I tell what kind of roar that is?
Oh, it is very challenging. Very challenging.
Okay. I don't know if we're taking turns or whatever, but I would, as soon as I hear that thunk, I would, come out of cover just around the corner and fire off a round at this thing if it's clear.
The minute that you do, because it didn't really take a turn yet, the minute that you do, a javelin comes flying through that doorway. Let's see here. Where is my combat stuff? Spear. Prone. Invalid skill? This is bullshit. Spear. Give me 1 second, I need to fix this. It has combat? Ugh, whatever. I'm just gonna roll it. Alright, so I'm removing 2d6 to add 1 to damage. What's your range defense?
18.
I can't remember if this is a meet or beat. I can't remember it. Yeah, it's always so.
Oh, no.
It's always so hard. Let's see here. Make it. Yeah, I'm looking. Okay, here we go. Secondly, must decide how difficult the task. Calls for an attribute check. The player forms a dice pool. Total is equal to or greater than the difficulty score.
Damn. Okay.
And so you just get caught by this spear as it comes.
Do I get any amount of cover there? Because I'm kind of halfway through the door. I'm not.
That's true. That's true. And I think that cover in this game subtracts from the attack roll. So I'll redo the roll. So roll 5d6. Okay, so that spear just literally punches through the wall right next to you, right? And you see it in there, and it racks out a set of wrist blades, and it reaches behind and pulls out another spear that goes.
All right.
And it's looking at you, and it just looks angry and ready.
All right, so I would actually. Is this door open now? Then the one that got blown up.
There is no door.
Okay. All right. Then I would start backpedaling a little bit and take a shot at it.
Sure.
Try and line up my aim while it's pulling out its spear, I guess. You'll give me the aim for that.
How far did you move? We don't. If you move, you lose your aim.
Oh, move at all? That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will not do that after all.
So many systems. So many systems that we use.
So I'll stay kind of leaning out from that doorway, maybe brace against the frame.
Okay.
And I say armor piercing and fire off a round. Alright, which one is it? This one, and aim, adding 1. Oh wait, there's that.
I love white bat audio, by the way, while you're doing that.
Yeah, me too.
I fucking love white bat audio. I really want to commission them.
If I want to switch over 1 dice for damage or whatever, I would just use the damage exchange box.
Yes.
How this works?
Yes.
Right. And I am also using 1 luck die.
Okay. Okay, so the range defense on this bad boy.
It's probably higher than that.
No, actually, the range defense on this is very low. Because normally he would be cloaked and moving around, so that would increase his range defense. But
so
the fact that he
defense is probably super high.
Yes, 28. So the fact that he ripped this thing off and he decided that basically your psychic suggestion said to him, it's time to challenge, right? And so he's out of cloak. He is literally standing there in all of his glory, and you're able to see this thing now in its all of its raw majesty. There are skulls upon skulls and decorations on this thing. Its skin is almost a grayish color instead of that yellow that we normally see. It's every bit of its armor is just covered in markings and scrawlings, and there's just pelts and skins all over this thing. This is an old creature, one full of cunning and just ability. And your armor-piercing round hits it straight through the chest. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. I marked one to roll extra damage with that, so I don't know.
So I don't know how to. We've never rolled damage on the system before ever in our lives. So
I should have tried that earlier.
Hold on. I set everything up in your thing, so you should be able to click on roll damage. Combat.
So just add one more d6 to it because of the extra.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
Okay.
And does 10 damage to it.
With piercing, yeah.
Yeah, so 10 damage. Because it has an armor of 7. So,
okay.
And it roars as you do this, and it comes barreling forward. What's its speed? I bet you its speed's pretty high. Yeah, its speed is really high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it comes and it just swings these claws, the wrist blades at you. You're not in cover anymore, by the way.
Yeah.
Wrist blades, combats, and we'll pump one into damage. Let's see your damage exchange. 1. What's your
18 is my melee defense.
Yeah, that goes through. And this, so what's your armor's 5, right? Because you have that thicker armor?
It's 7 with my exploit for melee damage.
Okay, so you end up taking what? So 9 points of damage.
Yeah.
And so this thing is just now in your face, towering over you. What are you doing?
Probably. I don't think I'm going to be able to back up and get away from this thing at all. But I am going to try, if I can, like, step this direction into the train car a little bit and fire off another armor-piercing round the best I can.
Okay. Yeah, this has the pistol ability, so you're able to use it in melee with no problem.
Oh, that's right.
I did look up the lawgiver stuff again. I knew it was going to happen, so.
Isn't there some? I'm pretty sure there's like a point blank bonus. But
no. It's whenever you're not engaged in melee, right?
Not engaged.
So you're
right. Okay.
yeah. So if you are like you are next to somebody, yeah. So but not when you're engaged in melee.
Using one more luck point, and that should be my last one to use for now. I think that's all I can really add extra to it right now, and hopefully that does it.
And so it hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Did you add that? Oh, you didn't cycle out any of the.
I didn't. Nope, not this time.
Okay, and so that does. I mean, at least it was. That's not bad.
Yeah.
All things considering your normal. So that would be. Let's see here. 8. That'd be 47. And so, let's see here.
And while I'm like trying to avoid this thing's spear attacks and firing off armor-piercing round, I'd be saying into my radio, "Control, this is Judge Null. Where's that battle droid? I need it immediately."
It's coming in now. Stand by. So, this creature, you hit it with another round, and it kind of looks down at the wound, and it kind of looks at you. And it steps forward, reaches out to grab you, and uses an exploit that it has. Where did the thing? So I didn't want you to know what it was. Speaking of, while I'm getting this, were you surprised at all at what it was?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so this thing's gonna come up and try to grab you and chuck you 3 squares away, doing damage and giving you the downed condition.
Ooh,
So,
okay.
Your melee defense is 18, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oops. That
hits.
Yeah, that definitely hits. Oh, sorry, that actually went the wrong way. My apologies. It was supposed to be -1, not a bonus of 1. Let me re-roll that.
Yeah.
That still hits. Okay, and so 10 damage. So you take 3 more damage as you go flying 1, 2, 3 grid squares away. And it, maybe being just as smart as you are, after it throws you, steps back behind that wall. And that's when you hear the door behind you open.
Okay.
And you see Schaefer standing there, and she's got a pistol in her hand. It looks like a spit pistol. And she's like, "No!"
Schaefer, the other side of that wall there. The end of the train car.
And by the way, was that the damage is 10, so
It's 3.
3? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. As you kind of bounce off of stuff into there, into different walls and stuff.
All right.
And you're laying on the ground.
All right. Is it basically my turn in the combat then?
You hear Schaefer yell at you. Yep. So first thing is slash roll 1d6. So you're able to kind of your adrenaline kicks in and you're able to just push yourself up.
Okay, nice. I am this citizen over here. He's like cowering in the corner.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. I am going to. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use I stand up, prop myself up, and aim at that doorway behind the car there, and then say ricochet.
Oh, yay! Yay! Finally! Yay! I was praying that you would notice. Oh, thank God. So yeah, that adds 2d6 because we're in an enclosed area.
Yeah. All right. So add 2 to that. And
Are you aiming?
yeah, definitely aiming.
So you add a total of 3 then, right? Or does it have? It has an aim box, yeah.
Yeah, it has an aim box. I'm trying to figure out how that damage exchange works because I don't know if I did it right the last time.
Two dice per 1 damage. So it's not going to add it automatically. You're going to have to add it onto the damage, but it'll subtract the 2.
So then I just won't add the 2 for the ricochet round.
Sounds good.
That I bonus get. Okay. There we go.
Roll damage. Wait, is that a no critical, right? I don't think.
Nope.
1,
Bunch of 5s.
Okay. Those are high numbers, so.
Ricochet, and then I'll add the extra 1.
Yes, sir.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, better than nothing. 1 point's better than nothing. And so you fire off this round, and it bounces off of the wall, and you hear a like as the round impacts. And so that you used aim and you used fire. So 2. So this thing comes back into the room, and it grabs this guy right here.
I was just about to yell for everyone to run.
Picks him up in front of him and starts to push towards you. And so that's his turn. So Schaefer's back there in the back, and she's got this spit pistol, and she's kind of looking through the strobing lights as the train continues to move through the background. And she's like, "No! What are we doing?"
We need to clear the civilians. There's a droid incoming. Battle droid's on the way.
And speaking of, you feel the train rock, like gently, and you hear this loud thunk as it comes from over here somewhere. And you hear a voice over the comm unit. Judge Null, this is H-Wagon. Over.
This is Judge Null. Make it quick.
There's a hole through the front of the train. I'm not sure if the driver's dead or what. Tech judges are trying to route into the mechanics now.
All right. Then I would yell to Schaefer. Schaefer, stop the train.
All right, I'm on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 6. Whoa! Oh, the first fucking critical of the night. Fucking is an NPC. So you see Schaefer. She kind of kneels down in front of this electronics component and starts like pulling wires out. Right, looking very criminal in what she's doing. She's pulling everything out. She's kind of lashing everything together, and you can kind of see a smile start to go on her face. But it's your turn again, as this Yatja pulls a human shield in front of him, is walking towards you. And the guy's just like by his neck or by his shirt is just going, "Ah! Ah!"
I would, as I'm backing up, I'd say, "Citizens, clear the train car immediately." And hopefully the other people run away. But
I would like to remind you, that one's unconscious. That one's unconscious. That one's unconscious. And this one is dead.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's up meat
still automatically,
splatter.
Judge Null is always just trying to make sure everyone's clearing out of the way. That's just something. It's almost like a tick at this point. Citizens disperse.
You're on fire.
I'm aiming at this thing, aiming just past the citizen, and I say "hot shot," and try and take a shot, and hopefully that'll help me aim a little bit better and hit the thing behind it.
Unfortunately, in order for the hot shot D6 to work, you have to go over 5 blocks.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so never mind.
So not hot shot.
So I would aim and.
So I'm not trying to GM power you or anything, but I want you to live. You are still in an enclosed area.
Yeah.
Just saying. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
and I will say that this person being in front of him counts as cover.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just thinking as far as because the ricochet round would probably hit his armor, right?
I mean, it doesn't do a lot of damage.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm out of stun grenades, and I don't want to use any frag grenades at this point.
Well, that's why.
So yeah, I'm going to frag grenades. Aim and fire an armor-piercing round at it.
Okay.
And hopefully I don't regret it.
So you're gonna. I think there's a thing in cover. Click that.
In cover. Target in cover. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, whoever did the programming on this did. Okay, so that roll damage. Almost a critical. Oh yeah. No. So you you manage to kind of lean by the citizen, and it pierces through his armor, does some damage, and it just seems to be pissing him off more and more. Mm-hmm. So he ends up barreling forward and using this person as a weapon against you.
All right.
Basically punches into you with him.
Ouch.
So that your armor soaks all of that up, right? You have 7 armor, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. But unfortunately, the citizen does not soak that up very well, and you are just covered in this blood spray as basically he smushes up against you as a ripe tomato. So I need you to roll let's say either agility or endurance to avoid getting all this blood spray into your eyes and kind of blinding you.
What about my light armor skill combined with endurance?
I think that's a good roll. And so you'll be the first level of blinded on your turn, as this kind of sprays up all into your face. You know, you're getting viscera and probably some brain matter into your mouth and your eyes. I mean, it's not the worst thing you had in your mouth today, but it's pretty gnarly. And he is engaged in melee with you. I moved the citizen out of the way so that we could see that. So behind you, you hear 2 different things. You hear, "I got it!" And then you hear this, like, sound of plasma and, like, this loud thunk as this circular, like, chunk of train drops onto the ground, and this droid drops inside of it and causes the whole thing to shake back and forth.
All right.
And it will get a turn next round, last.
Okay.
All right, so you're up there, Judge Null.
All right. So I'm just checking real quick because I think there's like a disengage sort of thing, but I don't remember for sure. Let's see.
Every time I try to get you engaged, Doug, you just disengage me. It's so sad. Let's see.
Melee attacks.
It is on page. I thought there was a chart of all the actions you can do, but
Yeah, it's not listed in there,
movement. So that's let's see here. Movement, speed.
Maybe there isn't something like that. I don't remember
so
for sure in the system.
Move, attack, aiming and feinting, Overwatch, suppressive fire. I'm not seeing a disengage. That's because there isn't, I don't think, Doug. I don't think there was any...
Yeah.
Sorry, Seb. I don't think there's any attacks of opportunity unless somebody has an exploit to do it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm digging back into my brain, and I think that's... And because of positional effects, you could back out without him. Before, you could not have escaped.
Yeah, I move at half speed, though, I think, because I'm blinded.
Yes. Or...
What is...
No. It's... first off, roll 1d6. On a 5 or a 6, you clear that effort, or that condition. And I was just looking at the conditions a second.
Oh, I rolled a 6.
Yeah, you move at half speed, but you're good.
All right. No, what? Oh, 4 is my speed. Okay, cool. So let's see. I can move back to there at least. So everyone right there. They're not all dead. There's a couple of them stunned, right?
Yeah, all 3 of those guys are stunned.
Okay. Damn. All right, so I'm going to, I think just move straight back and try and get cover in the other train car.
Okay.
Yeah, I can move back to there. And hopefully the droid can get a shot off. And now I'm not completely all around citizens there.
Not just running around citizens. Let's see here. Trying to get to the war droid stats. I didn't put them in because I couldn't find the. I'll just fudge it. So that war droid, kind of, you hear this spin up, right? As its arm comes down and this device just kind of chunks underneath of it, and it aims forward and it fires off a shot. And this las blast just rips across the rail car and slams into that predator. And this, the roar you hear is very similar to the one that it did before whenever you first hit it with a that armor piercing. This was a legitimate pain, kind of like, it's bad, right? And so Schaefer, you see Schaefer kind of kick open this door now, and she rushes in. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Move. And so you hear her inside of that compartment. You see both of the doors behind her close. Apparently she's a smart one.
Alright.
And so let's see here, where's he sitting? Good. Okay, that'll work. And so straight shot to him. Cool. Alright. So you hear this kind of like rasping, kind of like whirling noise come from inside of there. And it sounds like a spin up. I'm sorry, not a whirling noise. You hear this kind of like ka-chunk sound, like almost like whenever the spear like was like right?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Let's no. Where is skills? There it is. That's. Series 1, 2. Plus. Won't you tell me what I can and can't do? So you don't see it because it's just moving too fast, but you hear this like whipping sound go by you, and this thing embed itself into this droid's helmet, right? And sparks start kind of spraying out all over the place, and the thing kind of judders a little bit, and it kind of grasps onto itself, and it starts to level out its las cannon again. You and the droid are up.
Okay. I think I would just... I think I'm going to go on Overwatch on this door with a armor-piercing round. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Let the droid take a shot, and I'm just going to Overwatch this door with an armor-piercing round.
And so the droid has lost sight of the creature. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be able to see it now. Yes. And so it can kind of see the thing kind of reaching down to grab up another one of these people. And it tries to level out that thing and fire off again, but the predator's undercover. Still hits. Oh, it rips into it hard. So that would be 7. And so Schaefer is doing her thing in the front. Okay, she does her thing. Null, you said you're on Overwatch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so You see the same thing. It's just like a flashback as a citizen gets pushed through the door first behind this thing.
Okay. This guy is this the unconscious guy?
Yes.
Oh my god. All right. So yeah, as it would go up there, if I'm able to see it, I would take that shot.
Go ahead and roll it. -1 for it being in cover.
Okay, so it cancels out my aim, basically.
Yeah. Okay, hits, roll damage. Again, just this same roar that was very similar to whenever that Laz round hit and that first armor piercer hit. That ricochet didn't do much, but those did. And so this thing comes barreling in, right? And the first thing it does is it uses its charge ability, which is basically it can move without using an action if it doesn't attack at the end. And so it slams into the droid, whose defenses kind of suck. The defenses aren't good, but it's like it has a pretty good health and armor. Let's see here. So that would be combat. Which hits. Okay, and so you see this thing slam into that droid, right? And you just see this spear come ripping up into the droid's helmet where that other piece had embedded, and the droid kind of judders a little bit and kind of starts to like shake and then slump over. It turns towards you with its other action, and you see its hand go so quick that it's unbelievably fast, and it fires this thing at you.
Oh god. Yeah, that hits.
And so you immediately feel unbelievable pressure slamming you up against the wall, and all you can see is this net over your eyes as it begins to tighten around you and pull you down. And it casts this thing off to the side. You're up.
All right.
So this one, because of the special nature of the way it works, you have the double condition for being restrained. No damage yet. You can't take any actions, and your physical defenses drop to 10 to all except the creature restraining you, which is the net. So you can still try to shake off the condition, right? But we're gonna have to talk at how you do that, because this isn't just like somebody holding you tight.
My only two options I see are either try and get to my boot knife and like either cut my way out or find what's pinning me and then like wedge those free. Or my other thought was using my psychic suggestion again to try and get it to free me.
Okay, so you kind of look around, like your head can barely move, and you can kind of feel like everything tightening around you. You see that there's these spikes in the wall about yay long. They remind you of the thing that you found in that one building that seemed to have a motor inside of it, right? Yeah. And you can feel the net kind of constricting. So those are what are holding you against the wall, many of them. And so you think you might be able to try to get your boot knife. You might be able to try to do the psychic suggestion. It is up to you, my friend, which of the two you wish to do, but you only get one shot. One shot this round, essentially.
Yeah, I guess I would try and use my psychic suggestion to get it to free me.
Okay, so go ahead and roll that. Bonus die. Bonus die for the blood. And so the droid is down but not irreparable. I'm gonna just move it over to the side so I can. He's dead. That dude that he picked up is dead, smushed in between him and the droid. And so you see it start to walk by you like it's heading towards the front of the train. And you start to use your psychic suggestion. What are you saying to it through psychic suggestion?
I don't say so much as just send a whole bunch of pictures of like removing this net, or like maybe I'm assuming he's got some way to control it remotely to like disable it, or basically letting me free and continuing the fight.
And so it looks at you, and it reaches into its belt, or on its leg on the side, and it pulls this thing out like this, and it opens up its claws, and this round thing goes, right? And it looks at you, and it chucks it underhand at you, right? And it slams into the side of the net. It turns. It reaches its wrist out, fires off this round into this door that blows it open, and it leaps out. I mean, your psychic suggestion worked.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you would have started taking damage next round.
So as I see it jumping out, I'm going to try and the best I can kind of multitask, deal with my situation with the net, and also say Judge Null, or Control, this is Judge Null.
This is Control, go ahead.
The creature on this train is escaping my current location. It should have jumped off the north side of the platform.
Roger, we have an H-Wagon standing by. We'll see if we can track it.
It's badly wounded. Don't let it get away. Its blood is green.
Roger that. And so you start to feel the train slowing down.
All right, am I able to break free?
Yes, you are able to break free.
All right, I would, as soon as I'm free, I wouldn't pay attention to anything except just sprinting towards that door, and I'd jump out if the train stopped. And I just quickly say to Schaefer, the creature ran it this way.
And so she has that spit pistol that she probably took off a gangster. She's like, let's go! And so you're leaping out?
Yeah.
And so she stops for a second, and she looks towards the wall where that boomerang thing is just hanging out, and then she turns back to you and she nods.
I wouldn't even be. I'm gonna be chasing after this thing as hard as I can, just sprinting.
Okay. All right. So, do me an intuition check to track it.
All right. With perception.
Sure.
Or. I mean, can I continue to use my like psionics and telepathy to try and
Yes.
use its blood and all of
Yes,
that?
please do. Yes, and so if you're using that, you get that +1.
Okay.
That's a lot of ones, Judge Null.
Yeah, it is.
So, this thing is quick, right? And the train was moving whenever it's jumped off. So you're picking up, it's getting very far away very quickly. But you're starting to get psychic feelings, like you're starting to get like this, the blood, maybe it just took time to get into your system, whatever. But you're able to start getting some more visions if you would like to try and concentrate that or try to continue to follow it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm doing my best not to let this thing go away. Or
So
get away this
you
time.
got to make a choice here. You either can try and continue to track it, which that roll, I mean, kind of hurts, but you can still recover, or you can stop and try and focus in with your psychic powers.
I think if I really feel like I'm losing it, I would stop and focus my psychic abilities more. But I would try and also see if I could. Maybe I can't, chase it and catch it, but maybe I can figure out where it's going.
So
Like where it's trying to get back to heal up and stuff.
okay, so that would definitely be the psi side.
right? Another roll, or
Yes, please.
okay. Do I still get the blood bonus?
Yes, you do. You get the blood bonus for the rest of the day.
Okay.
Much better. So this creature is just bounding from rooftop to rooftop, from block to block. It is so fast, but it is just bleeding out hard. And you see that you're getting field of view through its vision, right? And you see it looking up at the H-Wagon that's following behind it very well. It hits its cloaking device, and then it sprints off into another direction. And the H-Wagon gets kind of confused, and it's trying to follow it, and it's starting to do a poor job. But you're able to kind of watch where it's going. And it appears to be heading to the Undercity.
Of course. All right. Am I getting a good idea of where in the Undercity?
Yes, absolutely. You could definitely track it to exactly where it is. Or at least in the, not exact, but in the general vicinity.
Okay.
And so you feel a hand on your shoulder.
Is it Schaefer?
Yeah, it's Schaefer. And she
Going
says,
to the Undercity.
I know, I can feel it from you. Judge Null, there's something I need to tell you.
What is it?
I'm in love. No, I'm just kidding. The thing that your higher ups, I don't think your Judge Sanchez knew. He seems to be very straightforward, and I couldn't read it off of him. The thing that you need to know is that if this creature gets wounded enough, it has a device that's very similar to a nuclear weapon on its wrist. And it could blow up a huge chunk of this city. We could be looking back to the apocalypse, or is the Apocalypse War happening in this shit? No, because I want you guys to run through the Apocalypse War. It could be similar to the war that created the Cursed Earth. Maybe not as powerful, but this city, in its state, could not handle a nuclear weapon, even going off in the Undercity and have a collapse.
So what do we do? Who knows about this?
I imagine that your higher up judges knew, but I know because the stories were passed down from my great-great-grandfather. I think that whenever you caught onto here, you had it right. The only way to kill this creature and not have it detonate is to challenge it in one-on-one combat.
You saw that thing. I don't know that I'll come out of that alive, and it'll just continue on killing.
I don't know then. She does, so she followed you out of the train, and she says, because you tracked it for a little bit, and then you stopped, and she says, perhaps using the creature's own weapons against it. There was some type of disc sticking in that net next to you. Your lawgiver armor-piercing rounds seem to do it damage. The las weaponry on the droid seemed to help. Perhaps that droid could be repaired. I don't know. But best to do this quick, I think. Yes, and I will go with you.
Yes, we can't waste any time on this. I'll let Judge Sanchez know, but I don't expect that we're going to be able to get a whole lot of backup here as we track this thing down.
I don't know either, and for what it's worth, no, I'm sorry.
Good, and then Null just walks away.
What a dick!
So he would go back, and I'm going to try and recover any of the weapons on the train.
Oh, fucking finally! So as you're turning away, you feel the sharp knife of telepathy touching your brain.
What happens from that?
Well, what are you doing? You can feel it immediately. It penetrates your side defenses. The only reason she got a bonus die on that is because of the situation that you just went through together.
Okay.
And her physically touching you.
I mean, I would feel that right away, and I would turn and face her and just glare at her and see what happens.
And so she just kind of like
know.
looks at you for a minute, and she's just kind of like, it all makes sense now.
What does?
You're a clone.
A clone? How would you know?
I can see it. I can see it in your mind. I can see your birthing chambers, and I can see the blood. This isn't right. This is unnatural.
So I'm trying to remember back. I don't think I made him a clone purposefully, did I? So this would be a shock to
This would be an
Judge
absolute shock to you. You did not know you were a clone, my friend, because psi powers do not transfer through clones.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It can't be. I'm not one of the cloned judges.
If you had come from the same line as Rico and Dredd, I would be thrilled, but this is another time.
We don't have time to deal with this right now.
I agree. And so, what are you doing?
Like I said, just gathering any of the weapons that are usable from this thing. See if I can learn anything. See if I can use them at all.
So you grab that boomerang, and you definitely think that you can use that. The spirit. What's your strength? Your spirit strength's like 3, right? You're a little weak body.
Like 5.
That spear that he chucked is probably a little too heavy for you to wield usefully, but you can try and use it. You would take negatives on any melee attack using it.
No, I wouldn't even bother.
And if you threw it, you'd be like, eh. But that boomerang is incredibly light.
Okay, I'd take that then. And I would make sure, of course, that Meat Wagon cleaned up everything. I would see if the droid is salvageable at all. Get that repaired if it's sent back to the station if it's repaired, and I guess head back out, restock my supplies if I think I have time. Maybe it's I don't know. Is there an armory on the way or something I can stop at?
So you're while this is all going on, you're heading back to the train, and there's already judges swarming all over this train. Judge Sanchez is there.
Okay.
By the way, Scud, his bike is in a highway somewhere, trashed.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be a viable option. There's Judge Sanchez is already there. There's a couple of med judges, and the minute that you come on, Sanchez kind of goes up to a med judge, grabs them, and points them towards you because you're too stubborn to recognize that you need medical aid. And Sanchez goes, "What's the op?"
We wounded the creature badly, but it was still going. It escaped. It's going to the Undercity. I think I can find a general area of where it's at.
So he nods his head. He says, "It's like, all right, we'll grab as many judges as we can and get ready to enter the Undercity. Do you know where?"
I would kind of give him an idea of what I was seeing through my telepathy, and then I would make sure there's no judges standing real close by. I would say, "Do you know about what happens when this thing dies?"
Just that it's dead. That's all. The Judge Keys didn't mention anything to me personally. The old records that we show is that they never really recovered a body. I will say that.
Schaefer says that these things have a device on them. It set off a huge explosion, something similar to what happened out in the Cursed Earth. Nuclear explosions.
Intuition check. See if you can tell if he's lying or not.
Telepathy, I guess?
Sure.
Or
Yeah, sure.
Chance?
He's not lying. He says, "I had no idea about that. We need to get this creature. You have to kill it quick then. All right. So I will I'll get as many judges on standby as I can. We'll see if we got any more war bots in the, I really wish that machismo program was done. Get his,
Tech
see...
judge might be useful to disarm this thing, but otherwise I think I might have to engage it one-on-one.
Null.
Use my psychic abilities if I can.
No offense, Null, but you're not exactly a Judge Steele.
I understand, but I'm going in one-on-one. Keep the other judges ready.
And you hear a voice behind you, two on one.
I suppose 2-on-1.
And so, Sanchez looks over at Schaefer and he kind of and she hands over the spit gun that she had to him. She's going in unarmed. You're able, if you want to get that boomerang, you can get it.
Yeah, I would take that.
So, a tech judge comes up and checks the warbot and he kind of just shakes his head and he looks over at Null. He's like, I can do some repairs on it, but it's probably not going to be worth too much to you.
Do what you can.
And so he starts patching it up, and he's just plugging things into there as rapidly as he can. As he's doing that, a med judge comes up to you and kind of unceremoniously shoves you into a chair and pulls out a med kit and begins just working on you. Roll 3d6.
Okay.
So recover 10 health points.
All right.
And so Sanchez says, Are you heading back out now? Are you going to take some time? If you take some time, we could probably get this war droid up a little bit better. I mean, you see the thing kind of start juddering up, like shaking and kind of like moving around. It looks like it'll work, ish.
Even if it gets one shot off, it's it's better than nothing. And I think this, my thinking is that it would probably see this bot as a weapon of mine, an extension of a one-on-one thing. It wouldn't see it as me bringing a whole team with me. I'm hoping.
And so, go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry.
I wouldn't waste any time. I would want to head out right away. Judge Sanchez, we need to get moving.
Roger that.
The more time we wait, the more time it has to heal itself.
I'm calling in a couple of some favors to see how many judges we can get. We'll meet you at that ingress point, and he tells you a set of coordinates that he knows of to enter the Undercity there.
Okay. And like I said, I would, if possible, swing by an armory or something.
Oh, the H-Wagon's there. You can pick up any equipment that you want.
Okay. All right. And I just basically restock what I had already.
Okay, that's fine.
And take probably, I forget what they're called, the spray dressings, I think.
Yep.
Right? So I'll take a spray dressing with me from one of those med judges.
Okay. So give me 1 second here. Alright, so once again, I would like to thank Dionysus of TTA for making these maps for me. It's been very, very beneficial not to have to do that, and he did a really good job on these. So, you grab some spray dressings, and you meet Sanchez at that ingress point. And there's probably 30 judges there. And
Wow.
Sanchez looks to you and he says, "What's the play?"
Stand by here. I'll let you know what happens. If this device starts going off, I'll need a tech judge down immediately. We have to play this safe. It can take out this whole sector, possibly, as far as we know.
And so Sanchez looks like she's found some steel. Not actual steel. God, Judge Steele's ruined my entire life. I was gonna say he found some steel in her, but that just is terrible. He's found some iron strength and fortitude in her, and she's kind of standing more upright and just looks ready. No weapons, but just looks ready. And I don't know if Tony's still around, but I really don't want to be famous.
Yeah,
So,
I was trying
thanks.
to take care of.
No, I appreciate that. And so you're starting to get flashes of where this thing could be, and it's not too far away. what you're seeing is a part of the old New York City area where there's a cathedral.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge Null, for dealing out IsoCube justice to...
No problem. So I would draw my lawgiver and cautiously start moving forward. Have the droid and Schaefer kind of a few paces behind me following.
Okay. So the droid is just kind of... and it's going. Schaefer's not that far behind you. She is staying up very close. Go ahead and do a side check.
All right, yeah, I was about to say after I step in here, I'd definitely try and use that to track this. Telepathy?
Yes. I love the way the map looks with heat vision. Oh, the dice look fucking cool as shit, too. It's here. You know it's here. And it's waiting for you. There's no green splatters here. You had kind of, whenever you got into the Undercity, you kind of found some splatters, but it looks like it stopped and it took care of, did something to itself, and then the green splatters stopped.
Okay. Is it pretty dark in here?
Yes, it's very dark in here.
All right, definitely turn on my IR then.
Okay.
I step forward. I think I would have a heat seeker round ready.
Go ahead and give me a perception check, and you can use that bonus die.
Right.
And once again, the dang token didn't go through. Give me a second. Once again, I'd really like to say I love White Bat. Oh, and I gotta make him big too because he's just a little guy last time. There we go. Alright, let me make sure I got this thing right. Alright, so what was your perception check? Sorry, 22. Okay. Let's do... stuff. Yeah, you don't know where it is. You know it's in here somewhere and it's watching you. Holy shit. So you're looking around, right? You're trying to figure out where it is. The robot kind of just judders forward, right, as you stop. It's like it's kind of, it's like, all of a sudden it goes, and it goes like this, and it fires off a shot at the ceiling, like, or at least at the top of one of these pillars. The last round slams into a pillar, and you catch a wavy vision hanging from one of the top of the pillars right here. And
Okay.
it shoots back at the droid. Let's see, -2. And you see this kind of small, it's almost like a, you can kind of see it because it's all wavy, right? You see this gun, almost like, it could probably be like an oversized lawgiver, aim at that thing, and you hear this, whoop, as a piece of metal embeds itself into the skull of this poor droid. And just causes it to completely topple backwards.
Okay.
But the vision, now, you have your IR on, you said, yes?
Yeah.
You can see it now in IR. Completely.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is try and use my psychic suggestion. Again, because I'm trying to communicate to it that I want to just have this fight be here, you know, against us as combatants, and I'm trying to communicate like the dishonor that would come along with. Yeah, I guess I would try and show like pictures of explosions and stuff after its death or something like that.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. Still got that bonus die. Still the same day.
All right. So telepathy. That one was a sneeze.
Bless you. You just wanted me to say bless you, no?
Oh, thank you.
And so you can see this thing like it's holding on to the column, right? And it's got that gun in its hand. And you just see it drop down to the ground. Oh, that's Schaefer. Right there. Can you see it? Right there?
Not quite, because it's kind of behind a pillar for me.
Oh, okay, sorry.
There you go.
And it throws... Hold on, sorry, give me 1 second, okay? I gotta do this really quick. Oi. I'll do it while we talk. So it drops down from the pillar, and it kind of looks at you, and it looks down to one of its wrists, and you see it chuck the gun aside, and you see it go run its claw over something, and its cloaking device goes away. And you see it kind of grab a hold of a top thing, and it pulls it off, it disconnects it, and it chucks it aside.
All right. And if I can, for my other action, I would fire off that heat-seeking round.
It's like, hey, dude, don't do that. And here's a bullet for your troubles. Go ahead and roll that.
Okay. And then I think I get plus 2d6 because of the range.
Yeah. I thought it was
Wait,
1d6.
what's the,
Let me double check. I thought it was 1d6, but that I could
page
be wrong.
104.
Okay, if you actually have it on page, then that's fine. I believe you.
Yep.
Okay, go for it.
Just can't be using the first range increment,
Right.
which I don't believe this is. I can find the there it is, Heat Seeker. And I am not technically aiming in this one.
Okay.
I should have used it.
Yeah, you should have. Roll damage.
Heat Seeker. Here we go. Wow.
And so
Oh well.
it's just so sad. It just goes thunk, and it hits its armor. And it looks down at you, and its helmeted head moves up. And Schaefer, by this time, by the way, is kind of moving over to the side and kind of moving away.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at you, and he starts just walking forward, and he reaches up to his helmet, and he disconnects this thing, and it hisses. He disconnects this thing, and it hisses. And he takes his helmet off, and you can see the first glimpse of this mandibled maul kind of like looking out at you. And it roars at you as it chucks its helmet aside. And it comes barreling forward with its wrist blade snapping out as it does so.
No, stay away.
No, please. As it uses the its for its first action, it uses charge with the claws.
Okay.
And this is, so we'll add 1. What's your melee defense? 18, right?
18. Yep.
And damage. So 23 minus 7 would be 16. So you take 16 points of damage for its first action. For its second action, it grabs you and tries to use the hurl on you again. Do an endurance check.
Okay.
And take 2 points of damage.
Armor with that, or just
Yes,
straight
yes,
up
you can.
defense?
Yes, you can. Oh, honey. So you take 2 points of damage from that hurl. You go flying into this pillar, and as you do so, your lawgiver goes flying across the floor and lands over here.
Okay.
What's your health at?
20.
And it has a couple of luck points, and so it uses one.
All right.
And it walks over to the lawgiver and picks it up. By the handle.
That's interesting.
And it's looking at you. It's got it like this. And it's looking at you. Staring at you with those beady eyes over that fanged maw.
Trying to find. I have an exploit called Ride Your Luck. I forgot to use it. Can we kind of retcon that I took 5 minutes on the way here to restore my luck pool?
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's retcon that. Let's give you any advantage that you possibly can, because right now you're getting fucking wrecked.
All right. So Null's like definitely wondering how the hell this thing's able to pick that up without it just exploding in its hand.
Because it hasn't put its finger on the trigger yet.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Okay, I thought it was, it just had to pick it up. Okay, so it's trying to fire it, that would cause that, that's right.
Yes.
Alright, so I would, if it's back to my turn, then I'm gonna try and, grab a hold of that, the boomerang that it left in the train that I brought with me.
Yep.
And I would say into my comms, Judge Sanchez, I think the device is disarmed. Move in, but quietly. Don't let it see you.
Roger
Try
that.
to get line of sights on it. I'm saying that as I'm like eyeing this thing down and it's eyeing me, and I'm pulling out this boomerang, then I let it fly at it.
Okay, go ahead and do an intuition or agility check with the appropriate skill.
I don't think I have a throw. Yeah, I don't have any points in throw, so just
sad.
intuition. And I'm going to add one luck die to it.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Do you want to spend a luck point to re-roll that?
Yeah, I will. And I will add my other luck die to that.
Good lord. Well, I mean, if you spent the luck, you would... Oh, you exploded. Good job.
Oh, cool.
Go ahead and roll damage. This would be 3d6 plus 6.
Alright. Oh well.
And so this thing slams into his side, and he lets out a roar because it's also armor piercing. Armor piercing 5, so that would do 6 damage. So that is 24. And it comes whipping back to your hand. So that's your first action, right? You still have one more?
Yeah, so I would go ahead and throw it again.
Whoosh.
This one probably won't hit, but I don't have any luck dice to spend. Maybe? Nope.
And so as you do so, you throw it, and you see this thing's claws come out, and it smacks the flying blade away, and it embeds itself into the statue right here.
Alright.
And that's whenever it looks at you, and it looks at the lawgiver, and it looks at you again. And it aims the lawgiver at you. And pulls the trigger. And
Good.
the lawgiver explodes, blowing its arm completely off. Totally decimating any chance for the that nuclear device to be reattached. And does 10 points of damage to it.
Alright.
And it doesn't seem surprised. It doesn't seem surprised at all. It looks at its stump, and then it begins to charge you once more.
All right.
As that happens,
And that droid's basically completely out
oh,
of
that
commission,
droid's
right?
completely donezo.
All right.
Oh, Sanchez. Oh, Sanchez.
What the hell?
You amazing, amazing individual. So this thing comes barreling towards you, right? And as it does so, it kind of pulls back, and it just pauses there for a second. You can see Sanchez Schaefer over in the corner, kind of holding her head, like staring at this thing as hard as she can. You're up. So it's got its claws drawn back, about to bring him down on you.
All right.
She rolled a critical success on that, by the way.
Yeah. Do you see how many sixes there are? Damn.
No, I know.
I don't
You're
know
lucky
what
that
the
wasn't my
roll would be
fucking
for this.
pred roll, dude.
Oh, hang on. I think she's too close. Yeah, no, that's gonna be a bad idea. I was gonna say I'm gonna drop an incendiary grenade and just run, but Schaefer's too close for that.
Rip!
Oh man. Okay, I am going to pull out my.
So, you're gonna pull out your what?
Actually, I'm going to grab that boomerang thing out of the statue,
Okay.
take a step back and throw it again.
Okay.
So I'd kind of grab over here, step over here, and then throw it.
All right. So add one for flanking.
Nice.
Okay, that hits. Roll damage. 3d6 plus 6, I believe it said. Give me 1 second, sorry. Oh, that actually... No, that doesn't work. Tell me what happens.
So that, as Schaefer was holding it in place, the claw's up here, and I imagine its arm is probably like trembling, trying to fight through the psychic powers. Null takes that opportunity to like slide to the right on the pillar, grabs the boomerang out of the statue that wrenches that free, and then kind of does a little spin move where he tosses it, and it embeds right into this thing's back, real deep, and it lets out a roar.
Give me a side check with that +1 die.
Okay, telepathy.
Yes. You feel a wave of relief wash over you. Alien relief. And if Null understood the words, which he doesn't, because he doesn't understand sorry, so he probably doesn't understand thank you. There would be something alien, like the equivalent of a warrior meeting its match at the hands of another warrior. And respect. I guess respect would be a good way.
And complete duty, probably something Null
That would be-
really relate to.
And you can feel it projecting that. And you get this flash of its mind going back to it, picking up the lawgivers from the other judges that it had done, looking at that and casting it off aside, as if it knew that there was explosives in the handle. And it slumps forward, and it lets out a rattle, and it breathes its last.
Alright. I would make sure Schaefer's okay then. Is she still standing there?
There's blood pouring from her ears and her eyes, but other than that, she's okay. And so she kind of shakes herself off and wipes the stuff from her face. And she just takes a deep breath and she lets it out. And she looks at you. And she doesn't say anything.
You've helped save a lot of lives here. I hope you recognize that.
I do, but at the time, the only life I was really concerned with was one. I mean, It doesn't mean anything. I'm not trying to... But you gotta...
I'd like to say thank you, Reserve Side Judge Schaefer.
And I would like to say, because nobody in this city will ever know what happened down here, I would say thank you from the citizens of Mega City 1 to you, Judge Null, and thank you for coming for me whenever Judy called.
I'm just doing my job. And with that, I would step over, take out my boot knife and slam it into the back of this thing's head just to be sure.
Nice. And so there's a sickening thunk as it goes through its skull and embeds itself there. Anything that you want to... Go ahead.
I would just follow procedure, honestly. Judge Null is just following his usual things. He definitely deeply recognizes all the things he felt with this creature dying, but at the same time, this was just a monumental threat to the city and to the judges, and it killed so many judges, and he's got a lot more hatred than respect for this thing right now. So he, make sure to call Judge Sanchez and have everyone come in and clear the area, that sort of stuff.
And this is about the time that judges begin to pour in, and they begin to spread out and start clearing the area, and everyone says it's clear. They find an area where this creature lived when it wasn't in its forward operating base, full of trophies, but there's no ship. There was no ship at all here. This creature had come here to die. And Judge Null, you facilitated that. Judge Sanchez comes walking up to you and looks down at the creature, and then looks to you and says, This put a hurting on us. But you did a lot here, Judge. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
It's what I was born to do, apparently.
What do you mean?
I would, again, make sure no judge is standing too close.
No. Schaefer's there.
At this point, I think Sanchez, aside from, the judges he's closely served with, I think Sanchez is one of the closest judges to him at this point. It says, Schaefer saw something in my mind and claims that I was a clone.
So he looks a little confused and he shakes his head. He's like, there's no psi clones. Every attempt to do that has met with failure.
That's what I thought as well.
This brings a lot of questions up, especially with everything going on in Mega City 1 right now. I don't have a lot of access to records, but I'll help you out any way that I can.
I appreciate that. I would kneel down and kind of get a closer look at some of this thing's armor and stuff and say, I'm sure we can expect to see more of these things at some point in the future. We need to archive all of this. Make sure we understand how to fight these things in the future.
We have tech judges on the way. Thankfully, all the records have shown that they usually just hunt in small groups. And they're drawn by the heat, which kind of explains why things have been so hot here lately. Maybe it had a hand in it.
We can't let this equipment get out on the streets.
No, never. Tech judges are on their way here to begin gathering everything up and ensure that it gets put into the archives.
That's good to hear. I need to see a med judge, and then I'll be back out on patrol.
Of course. So he steps back and Schaefer says, Judge Null.
What is it, Schaefer?
If you need any help again, you know my number.
Understood. And I'll be sure to contact you soon. Probably very soon, as Judge Sanchez. I'd like to put in a recommendation to have Judge Schaefer here formally made a full-time judge.
And so she looks completely shocked at that, right? And Sanchez looks completely shocked at that, and they kind of look at each other. And he looks at Null and he says, how many judges we're losing out on the streets there to stuff like this, and just the general populace, that might not be a bad idea.
We need more side judges.
All
Now
the
more
time.
than ever.
I'll see what I can do. Schaefer, come with me. And she looks completely just... Now she's like... Before she was out of sorts due to a creature, now she looks... How do I want to put this? That resilience that you saw there is definitely still there. She just looks shocked more than anything, and she seems to be recovering, and she walks away with Sanchez. And so, Judge Null, you head out to get medical aid, grab a new lawmaster, and head out on patrol. What's some of the things going through Judge Null's mind as he gets ready to head back out there on patrol?
Well, just looking for more threats, and probably still thinking about Judge Death and whether or not he was somehow linked to this. He seems to have some sort of oppressing presence throughout the whole city, so he wouldn't be surprised if somehow there was a link there. But just thinking back on the feeling he got, as he's riding around on his Lawmaster, the feeling he got from that alien creature about a completed duty, and whether or not he'll feel that one day, maybe when he steps out into the cursed earth or the Undercity in many, many years.
And so we hope that Judge Null's lawgiver always fires true, that his shield protects him, and that he always serves the law. And until next time, citizens, just want to thank Dionysus for work on the maps. Appreciate that. Whenever you get a chance to watch that. As always, we appreciate the citizens of Mega City 1 who drop in to give us a watch. Scud, as always, it's great to see you. Tabletop Tony, it was great to see you. Judge Null rides off into the Mega City 1 with a beautiful screenshot, right? With the riding off into a back view here as the music kicks in, and he heads off to find out what Judge Death has got planned for the citizens of Mega City 1, because I will tell you that there is something underlying all of this. And perhaps soon we will return to Mega City 1 to take a look at what all that could be. So before we head over to our end screen and we roll credits, Judge Null, is there anything else you'd like to say?
The law is always watching.
And until next time, citizens, we'll see you on the streets.